In this video, I'm going to show you how AccuSQL or AccuTrack work in conjunction with the waiting list option that displays students waiting either through the intake system or activity waiting lists in AccuSQL or AccuTrack. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is log in as an administrator, and I'm using AccuSQL, but you can use AccuTrack. It does the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to click here on System, and then Setup, and then Waiting Options, and I'm going to turn my intake system on. Okay, do that and save. And let's go ahead and open up the wait list file. It's an exe file, and it's located in the same folder where your AccuTrack or AccuSQL are installed. Okay, it's right here, so I'll double-click on wait list. And when I open that, I have an empty waiting list. Now, I've changed my style sheet to make that gray. I'm not sure if I like that look. If I want to change that, I certainly can. And you'll find a publisher.css. Here's where you can modify some of the styles to determine how you want this display to look. Okay. But anyway, I'll leave it like that for now. And I'm going to go ahead and sign some students into my waiting list now. So I'll enter a student ID, and I'll pick Plans for Success, let's say. And I'll pick a tutor. And now I'm in line. And then I'll sign in another. And as you can see here behind the scenes, I've got my waiting list showing. And I can determine the refresh rate, but you can see it's populating my students as they're in the intake system. And I'll sign in one more. Okay, so now I have 3 students waiting, and I can go to my intake system now through AccuTrack or AccuSQL, and I can see the students that are waiting. Now, this is the display from the main AccuSQL screen, but as you can tell, I could display this browser window anywhere else I'd like to show it, so students can walk right up and see how long their approximate wait is going to be. Now I'm going to go ahead and sign Chetan in, so I'll use an administrator account here to unlock the intake system. And I'm going to sign Chetan in. He picked Morgan, so I'll say Morgan. That's fine. And now Chetan is removed from my list, and there are 2 other students waiting. I do the same thing. Let's say that I want to sign him in with somebody other than Cindy. Then I can do an override to say, no, I want to override it and sign him in with Cindy, or excuse me, with Tom, not Cindy. So I do that, and then in a second here, that student will be removed. Okay, so that's in conjunction with that intake system. Now let's try it with activity waiting list, just to show you briefly how that works. And activity waiting list, that determines how many students can be in any particular activity at any given time. Okay, so what I've done here is I've created this 111 college algebra. And in this activity, I've said max students 2. So that means 2 students can be signed into that college algebra activity at any given time. If a third one tries to sign in, they'll be put in the activity waiting list. Okay, so let's go turn on activity waiting list. And let's see. There you go. Okay, and back in my waiting options, I'm going to now turn off intake system and enable activity waitlist feature. Okay, now I'm going to sign in some more students, and I'm going to sign into Math 111 College Algebra. So here comes my first student. Here comes my second student for that same activity. And remember, I have max 2. So the next student will be put in the activity waiting list. Oh, late media. So it says, sorry, this activity is full. Would you like to be added to the waiting list? There are currently no students waiting, so I'm the first one waiting. Now I'm in line, and in just a second we have Nick Armstrong is waiting for college algebra from the activity waiting list. Here comes another student for activity waiting list, and he was already signed in, so I'll sign him out and back in. Math, college algebra 111. And there's one student waiting. Sure, I'll wait, and then it will refresh my list here accordingly. Okay, so that's how intake system works, and that's how activity waiting list works with the waitinglist.exe browser display. Okay, thank you.